Hello and welcome to another episode of Between the Studs. I'm your host, Daniel.
I'm Ed, co-owner of Atlanta Brick Co.
And I'm Grumpy J, the other co-owner of Atlanta Brick Co.
That's not true. That's not true. You can't
Not
lie.
at all. Not at all.
Who would go on the internet and tell lies? Grumpy J, is this your first ever episode of Between the Studs that you've
This
ever
is
been on?
my first episode of being on it, but I've
welcome.
been through a lot of them.
Welcome. Of course, longtime viewer of the channel.
First-time caller.
Part-time employee of Orlando Brick Co. Is
That's
that right?
right. Got the lanyard in just to wear it around here today.
Excellent.
They hired you, okay?
Hired's a loose term.
Know that, okay.
I think they it's payment store credit or something. It's what the rumor I've
I
heard.
get free sodas.
Well, anyway, we're glad to have Grumpy here as a special guest, passing through town on your way up to
Duluth, going to the Brick Fan Event. Not
Event.
Expo. Yeah, they changed
Yes.
the name
Yeah.
again, so
Brick
it's
Fan
Brick
Event?
Fan Event.
Brick Fan Event.
Yes, Duluth
Yeah.
for the back-to-school show, I guess.
We'll be there also. We'll have a booth over there. What we won't have is Ed's Build-A-Potty.
We're restocking it. It's coming back. I'm restocking it right now, actually. We're just about to order the parts for
I
it.
understand we're getting different colors.
Gonna get some new colors.
What
We'll have some
colors?
blue. We'll have some red. We'll have some yellow. But here, let's get into the video here. So, yes, of course, we're glad to have you passing through, Grumpy J. So we are sitting down today with a couple of, how do we put this? A couple AFOLs who have been involved in the community for a while.
We're going to
Experienced AFOLs. They've been around for a while.
Yes.
We've seen a lot of, there's a lot of experience in the room here. We've seen some things, including the invention of the minifigure, maybe, maybe before. So I just wanted to sit down with the two of y'all and talk about, oh, come on, you seem offended, Ed. Did I upset
I'm not
you?
offended at all.
Oh, okay, okay. We wanted to sit down and talk about kind of your experience as a longer-term adult fan of Lego and how things have changed over the years, things that you've seen that have significantly changed the game, maybe what you've noticed that you either liked better about old-school Lego compared to what they're doing these days, the direction you'd like to see them go, since you're able to kind of take a more of a step back and see the overarching direction that the company has taken. What are some things you like or don't like
I
about
think
it?
Lego's been going in the right direction ever since they did licensing with Star Wars. 1999 was a turning point for them, and it was obvious. You could
Absolutely.
see that put Lego was already on the map. I mean, it's a good versatile toy. Artists can use it. It's got a lot of utilitarian value to it. But when they started licensing with Star Wars, that opened the floodgates, and it just was nonstop with Lego after that. And every year upon year, they come up with better detailing. The early sets, even when I was growing up, we had train sets. I was born in '68, y'all. We had train sets. The remote controls were coming out. They actually made a Jeep set. Jeep. I love Jeep. They were all blocky, though, very blocky. Mm-hmm. And as the years go by, like today, they're really smooth lines. They look great. There's more printing on the figures. I mean, they didn't even have figures when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, nowadays they're almost more like scale models than the original.
I was
Lego
going to say, a lot of
kits.
these cars nowadays are coming more detailed than even models that you put together.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they've come a long way.
So Lego gets better with age. I don't know if I do, but I know Lego gets better with age.
I think you do it.
And then
Thank
they
you,
have,
Daniel.
well, with that, they also were able to, with the success of those IPs, make up their own IPs, where you have Chima, Nexo, Ninjago, where they were able to bring their own IPs, and now that's helping Lego go further, too, because I thought Ninjago was just going to last for about 5 years and it'd be done with, but now we're on, 13?
Yeah.
I
Well, I mean, Lego
remember-
used to all be their own
Yeah.
IPs, and now it's switched more to the licensing.
Well, Lego did what they normally do with their themes. They'll cancel them, they'll stop them, and they'll come up with something new. And it was a big mistake when they did that with Ninjago. And then a season later, they had to do a reboot.
They brought it back.
They were like, oh, let's
Yeah.
bring this back because people really liked it. And it's been a hit ever since. It's been nonstop with Ninjago, and they've got some really cool stuff. And like I said, every year they come up with some really good stuff. And I hope they keep doing that.
Yeah, I mean, not counting, themes like city or, big overarching themes like that have lots of different waves. I mean, Ninjago was really the first dedicated IP that probably ever made it past even
Oh, yeah.
maybe
Nexo was
3
3
or 4
seasons.
years.
Chima was 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Thank God.
A lot of those were just short-lived, and I mean, even Dreams is going under. It's
Yeah.
now going, but Ninjago's still going. I haven't watched a single episode of it, but apparently it's good if they've been around this long.
Yeah.
My son was born around that time, and I enjoyed watching it with my son. It was nice. And then he got older and started going into gaming, so I just stopped watching it because he wasn't watching
They
it.
got Lego games though.
They do. He played them. He plays all kinds of other stuff now.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's interesting that you brought up kind of the design of the sets, because there definitely used to be much more of a focus on the Lego brick itself.
Yeah.
I recently heard a statistic that in the latest wave of Dreams sets, so from Lego's own IP, out of all of the sets with a combined piece count of, it was like 6,000 or 9,000 pieces in the entire wave, how many of those pieces do you think were standard Lego bricks of any size, not modified bricks, not special slopes, tiles, curved slopes, things?
20%.
Out of
Not even.
Give me a quantity.
I was going to say 20%.
I'd say 5 to 10.
The quantity out of, I think
Pieces.
it was out of at least 6,000 pieces, less than, I believe, 18 of them.
Wow.
Okay, I
Were
was close.
standard
5,
bricks.
10. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a turn towards so many more specialized parts, all these special
Well,
curve
our day it
slopes
was
and
just the
modified bricks and
2x4
plates.
bricks, and you have to make a house out of that.
Exactly,
Right.
and we get this complaint sometimes when people
I was
order
about to
our.
mention that.
Yeah, you work down in our sorting room. Why don't you bring that up?
Well, when we sort brick, they get we bulk it out. We wash it, sanitize everything that you get from us has been washed and sanitized. So we go through it all. And I have been seeing more and more newer elements, newer parts, and the basic brick is kind of hard to find. You're going to have to start. We might even start doing our own basic brick bulk.
Yeah,
For
like
those
what you get
people
in a
that want to
classic
get
box.
for those people that just want to get basic brick. And yeah, we do get people complaining, hey, I was expecting to get basic 2x4s and 2x6s and 2x2s. It's like, man, that's my day.
They're hard to come by.
Yeah.
They're hard to come by.
But these other pieces of Lego, they're great if you're a mock builder. You kind of want those too.
Right.
You don't want just the 2x2s and 2x4s.
Yeah.
If you do, however, just order those separate. Get those separately.
Yeah, order a classic box.
Right.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Or Minecraft. Minecraft's always good if you want basic brick too. You don't have to worry about stickers.
That's
on
true.
that.
Minecraft's very blocky, bricky. Yeah.
Ed, so you mentioned 1999 as kind of being, you think, the turning point when they got the licensing.
Game
Grumpy, do you
changer.
have any other significant benchmark events throughout Lego history that you would say
Well,
significantly altered the trajectory?
If it
of
wasn't for the
company?
death of Nexo Knights, we'd still have Castle, I guess. But no, I think they're
You're calling that Castle?
yes, I am. Space Castle.
Did you
Best
hear that?
sub-theme
We
ever.
are going to get so many comments
That's
coming
right.
through here.
But I feel after that they started realizing that they have to stick with what they're known with. They were trying too many things at that time. They had too many shows, too many games, too many things coming out instead of just sticking to the basic Lego format of the bricks.
Yeah.
And when they changed all that, they kind of went down, but then they've come back with their new themes and new pieces. So I think if it wasn't for the fall of certain themes, I don't think they would have revamped them and we need to do these pieces this way. We need to come out with new colors. We need to do new themes. So I think they had to have some failure to get where they are now, because now they're $90 billion a year corporation, one of the top toy companies around the world. So most the most tires they make out of anybody.
Yeah, Lego
So
produces
obviously
more tires
they
than
know what
anyone
they're
in the
doing.
world.
They've been around for 90 plus years. They know what they're doing. I think the revamp was good, especially when they changed their CEO and went back to Lego as a toy, as a building.
Yeah.
So that helped when they changed the CEO. There was a dark ages for a lot of Lego fans throughout the years because they've discontinued Pirates, Castle, Space, things like that. But they are bringing them back in bigger forms. We had the 90-year anniversary with the Castle.
Yeah.
We've got the Black Barracuda Bay was our pirate one. We've got a lot more that's coming on. Now we got One Piece, so pirates are getting popular again.
Lego's realizing the power of nostalgia, like you mentioned with some of the anniversary sets and stuff. And not to say that they haven't done it before. I mean, even in the early 2000s, they had the Legends line that brought back a handful of sets from the 80s and 90s. So Lego's definitely bringing some of those themes back, but
Bring
only the
space.
ones that are in line with their modern values.
Our next frontier is space. So bring back space. Make
Well, they
people
have.
want to learn
they've had a lot of
space.
space stuff out there. One thing that I know everybody complains about it, and they want it to happen. It's never going to happen, guys. So don't stop asking, stop complaining. Military. The founder was in World War I. He was in the Danish forces, and he saw a lot of horrors. And he vowed never to make war toys. And the family has kept that honor alive, and I can respect that. Okay, I don't like it, but I can respect it. So
But
it
at the
is
same
what it is.
time, though, they have Star Wars, Ninjago, even Lego City. There's a man always drowning in a river. So there's always violence in some of these.
Really?
There's always violence in some of these sets. You got
Yeah,
weapons.
I don't
in
think there's.
Star Wars.
I don't think they're claiming that violence doesn't exist in the world, but I think they're
But who
reducing
wouldn't
maybe
want
the
to see an
glorification
awesome
of war.
Sherman going against a Tiger tank, or A-10s, C-5s, things like that.
Yeah.
Model builders would love to build a big giant Lego C-130
I get it.
Hercules. I would love that.
Lego fans would have loved to build an Osprey, but even Lego pulled the ripcord on that
And
one.
I don't think they should have done it for the Osprey. The Osprey is also
Yeah.
used in
Civilian,
not reconnaissance, but rescue work. So what the heck? Come on. I mean, some people
Helicopters
are
are
just a
turned
little.
from military to civilian use. Didn't you watch Lord of War?
Yeah.
You just got to change the wording.
I think we need to stop listening to people that complain because they want some kind of importance online. Like when they complained about the Jabba palace looking like a mosque. It did not look like a mosque.
It looked like
It
what you
doesn't
saw
look
in the
like a
movie.
mosque. So I don't know. Just Lego takes some things a little too serious. I would have just told them all where to go with all
No,
that.
I understand changing words and some things, like changing the slave one. Okay. We all grew up, I mean, you and I had grew up with the originals, so we always knew it as Slave One. I mean, I can understand with the direction that they want to change it. They could have picked a really cool name rather than the Starfighter or whatever they called it.
Yeah.
But yeah, changing some names, again, you're erasing some of the history. But with some things I can understand. Like the Slave One, okay, change it to a different name. But bring back the Indians. Bring back all the bad guys and stuff, and show people and kids the right and wrong. But
Give us some more Italian names for the bad guys in the city too.
Yeah. What do we have? Vito. And what was the other one?
Dom.
I can't remember.
You know, it's funny. I just got back from Italy, from Rome. I'm looking around. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're all like me. They all look like
I
me.
can't remember what those names are.
That was funny.
Yeah, they just need. I mean, City's doing good. They're coming out with a lot of new stuff for City, especially the construction line, which I'm really glad for. So
Getting
I
those
like.
new bright light orange colored
I'm
sets.
glad
look
that Lego
fantastic.
is going in that direction with the new stuff, but they do need to bring back some of the old stuff. I think just bring it back. Or if you're gonna stick with Star Wars, don't just stick with one storyline. Go with like Old Republic. Bring in some of the 1,000 Sith versus 1,000 Jedi.
That would be cool.
Let's see some action like that.
That would be cool.
They probably are not going, which would be nice if they did a CMF line for Star Wars, but they're probably not going to do it because I think Hasbro still has the license with action figures, and they have to be put into buildable sets for Lego to be able to get away with it. But Hasbro has an exclusive agreement, and I think it may have gotten sold from Lucasfilms onto Disney, where only they are allowed to make Star Wars action figures.
Right. We won't always know the legality there, but
I'm guessing, and
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's a good guess, and that's
Yeah.
probably what's happening. Otherwise, I think Lego would have jumped on it, and they would have made a CMF pack of clones,
Oh, yeah.
CMF pack of, I don't know, whatever.
Oh yeah,
you
each
know,
era
different
could have its
characters.
own
would have been like
CMFs.
printing money.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
But the thing that I think is going to help Lego as well is next year when they bring the Star Trek Enterprise, because you got a lot of Star Trek fans.
Oh.
You got the Trekkies versus the Star Wars guys that are
Yeah.
always against each other. But then bringing the Enterprise is going to bring a lot more people, because I know a lot more people that actually like Star Trek more than Star Wars, and they heard about the Enterprise coming out, and this is going to probably be some of these people's first Lego set. And if they can go like mid-scale like they've been going, and they can do like a Klingon bird of prey,
Bird of
the
prey.
the Borg, do different ships and those size, I guarantee Lego would sell them.
Not just that, they just came out with some new series on Paramount, the Star Trek series that they have on Paramount, and what's that Zorn? Is it the Zorn, that alligator-looking thing in the first season of Star Trek? Captain Kirk had to fight this alligator.
Oh,
It was
yeah,
called
yeah,
a
yeah.
Zorn or something.
Yeah.
Right? In the new series, and I forget the name of it now, the Zorn looks completely different, and it's frightening. It's really, really bad.
Well, you remember the
to
original 60 Star Trek? Klingons looked humanoid. They had human faces. They
Yeah.
looked more like Romulans.
Right.
Well, then Worf's character for Next Generation,
Yeah.
they changed it and said it was a major biovirus that took over the planet and changed all their heads to look like that, because everyone was like,
Is
"Oh,
that what the
Klingon."
story was?
They had to change it because they
It's a
changed
retcon.
Worf's head to make it look like
Sure,
it
like
does.
he- like
And they're
he's-
like, "How's that a Klingon?" And they're like, "Well, we're going to make a story." And that's why he Worf was abandoned at 6 years old by his parents because they were fighting.
I thought maybe they stuck their heads in a pizza oven for too
Oh,
long.
no,
It's all
no.
bubbly and
Yeah, so that's the one thing.
Well, Star Trek's a good example because that's what I would say is the delineation for kind
Yeah.
of the next modern era, and I would say it really started probably with Lego ideas. So, when we originally started getting licensing with Star Wars and these other ones, Lego was still focused on marketing towards kids and doing full waves of play sets. So we've had Star Wars, we've had Harry Potter, we've had Marvel and DC that are all these big waves of
Yeah.
big licensed themes that are pretty much
But
continuous.
that shows we can do dark stuff because Harry was light from first movie to third movie, and then
got
from
very
fourth
dark.
to eighth movie, he was all dark and
Yeah.
emo. So
But I think as soon as Lego Ideas came around, and in conjunction with Lego starting to market more towards adults, they realized the power of doing only 1 or 2 sets to bring in this new
Do you think they would
family of
ever-
people who enjoy a different licensed property and getting them under this Lego umbrella to get them basically addicted or hooked to buying Lego sets, and it gets them interested in other things. So in recent years we've seen it with they brought under Zelda, which
Yeah.
is a theme that they've infamously never had. Mario they brought in. They're about to do it with Pokemon. Star Trek. So they're capturing these other small fandoms and demographics, getting them to buy one Lego set, and that'll get them to go out and buy more Lego sets from other things.
Now-
too bad they're not doing Game of Thrones.
yeah,
Yeah.
Is Mega Bloks, like, have they lost their license for Pokemon? Is that why now Lego got it?
It's not that they
or-
lost it; they
Yeah.
probably expired, and then Lego picked up.
Okay.
Usually licenses don't get lost; they expire, and they just don't get renewed.
Well,
and
it
I think
could just
Lego picked
be-
up on the renewal.
It could be a special contract that's just saying,
also
hey,
be
we're
that
just
way.
going to make this one set.
'Cause, I
The
mean-
contracting for a one-off product could be
Right.
substantially different than a multi-year
'cause
contract
we
for
got
whole waves of
Transformers,
sets.
and that's Hasbro. When are we gonna get GI Joe?
Transformers,
I was about
another
to say
huge
that. Wouldn't it be nice to have GI Joe?
Oh my
in,
gosh.
in Lego. I mean, they
I remember
got
GI
Creo.
Joes playing, as a kid playing with them. The Jeeps are about this big. Buildable figures in GI Joe. We'll get Hawkeye. We'll get all those guys, and I'd play with them again.
Yeah. Again, Lego seems to be willing to stretch
That'd be
the rules a little bit for some licenses, but I think other ones that are maybe there's definitely a large gray area in there. How different is where's the line between Star Wars and Star Trek and Transformers and GI Joe and other military stuff. They have to draw the line somewhere, but it's definitely getting more blurred in the middle
Ooh,
for
GI
sure.
Joe could be pushing it right there.
But it's
Yeah.
futuristic
Cutting hairs,
weaponry,
splitting
kind of
hairs.
like
I'm
Star
with
Wars.
you. I'm with you. I don't know where they draw the line, but yeah, there seems to be a big gray area in the middle there when they go with
I'm
the
gonna laugh
licensing.
though if
It'd
this
be
Enterprise
nice.
comes out, sells out, and it's like sold out for a whole year. I would laugh because it would show Star Wars. It would scare them a little. I think.
Could be.
It'd be nice to know about that GI Joe thing because knowing is half the battle. See what I did there? See what I
That's
did?
good.
If you know, you know. If you know, you know.
Good.
I always liked Shipwreck. He was my favorite.
Really?
Yeah, because he just
Why?
seems like the kind that after he got
You're a
done.
Marine.
Yeah, but after he got done with the battle, he takes his parrot into the bar. What is how great would it be to have a drunken parrot?
There's a
with
lot
you?
of bar jokes of parrots in them.
Yeah, a lot of them.
What other licenses would you guys like to see, even if they made a one-off set? Is there any other things that you guys think
Okay,
they're
well, they
missing?
did Fast
80s
and Furious.
movies.
That was cool.
80s movies or shows, like
Okay.
Miami Vice. I mean, we already have a
Miami
team.
Vice would be cool, like an idea set.
Yeah,
Miami
and as an,
Vice.
do an
Knight
idea
Rider?
set. Knight Rider, there you go. Get Michael Knight in there.
They're doing some. They're doing more licensed Speed
Smokey and the Bandit.
Champions.
Let's get a
sets.
Smokey and the
They
Bandit.
already made a Hasselhoff minifig. They did a Mr. T minifig. Remember Dimensions?
Oh, Dimensions.
Didn't they,
They
make
did.
a
They
Hasselhoff
did the.
minifig?
They did a Mr. T minifig. Yeah, I don't
But
think
I
they
thought
made
they
a
did that.
Hasselhoff. I
They
don't
did
think so.
Knight Rider, did they not?
No. There
I'm
probably
sorry,
been some
I woke up
Lego
in a different
idea
universe.
submissions.
That must be the Mandela effect going on. I thought for sure they had.
I'm sure there have been a number of idea submissions, but I mean that's something we potentially could see because Speed Champions right now is doing more licensed stuff. So they did the James Bond Aston Martin, but I think there's also rumors right now for a another DeLorean or maybe another Ecto one or something. in
I
that
think The
scheme.
Spy Who Loved Me had the coolest car when I was a kid. I wanted a car like that. A car you could drive on the road and get on the water with
Yep,
it.
has little wings that come out underneath.
Dude,
Little
that
white
was
car.
cool.
There's a place where we had a convention, Lego convention, Desertland. That guy had like 3 or 4 of them.
He's having another one in Orlando.
Yes.
Um,
And
October.
Desertland's this huge museum, guys. It's a mall that's been closed down. This billionaire, he likes to collect cars, and he filled that whole mall with cars. And they let Chris and I go through there, and I did not know this, but you could sit in the cars.
oh, I didn't know you could sit on them.
I would have
gets-
loved to have taken the keys and started them. He's got Duesenbergs in there. You name it. He's got the General Lee from Dukes of Hazzard. He got
See all the
Christine
Batmobiles?
from Knight Rider. Every Batmobile
Every
you can
Batmobile.
even think of is
Every
there,
Batmobile.
and we could sit. We were able to sit inside of it. I didn't know, and I told the curator, the museum guy, I'm like, man, if only I could sit inside it. Oh, you can sit inside it. I'm like, thanks for telling me now. I gotta go back to the convention. But yeah, it was cool. That place is cool.
Yeah, they're having it again in October. I'm definitely hitting that
But
one up again.
the Lotus from Spy Who Loved Me would be nice. Why another DeLorean? We got a million DeLoreans.
Yeah.
Let's make something else.
And the whole Fast and Furious stuff, I'm like, okay, that's
It's
speed
done.
chance,
We're
that's
done. Let's
fine,
go.
good,
Let's move
yeah.
on.
Because after that, like after the second movie, third movie, they all went downhill for me. The cars just all look alike. If you're gonna do that, bring in like the Chase or what's that Steve McQueen one in San Francisco?
Oh, jeez, nobody knows about that. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
the
but you know,
Mustang.
he takes the Mustang,
Yeah.
the Bullet. That's it. The Bullet.
Uh-huh.
It was called Bullet.
Mhm.
Takes the Bullet Mustang, and he's chasing that Chevelle, and they're going down San
those
Francisco.
streets of San Francisco.
perfectly.
And I'm like, man, even
No
as a
stunt
kid,
cars.
when I was watching that, I was not a kid. I'm like, that car ain't gonna be no good when this is done.
They didn't use no stunt cars for that. The
Right.
drivers just took it and went.
Yeah.
One shot.
Gosh, that must have been cool to drive.
Oh, what about
that.
The Rock? We can have like Alcatraz, and have like maybe you know, Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery, and the General. Have an idea set like that.
Yeah.
So maybe 80s, 90s movies or TVs, they could do idea sets. That would bring a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know?
So as you guys have seen different inventions or additions to the Lego world that have significantly changed it, like the invention of the minifigure, the addition of electronics like motors and lights and things, and like app integration with smartphones. What do you think is the next big invention that's going to be for Lego that's going
somebody's
to
gonna
start a
come
new
VR.
chapter?
That's gonna have to do something VR. Maybe you could put on your VR headset and you can build a set through like Lego Studio
Yeah.
through VR. I'm thinking that would be the way because they already have games. We already have the apps. That's already here. The
And
only thing
Lego's
they're
been
not-
investing in a lot of that stuff.
Now they got the Batman-
Metaverse
they got
and
Batman coming out
AI
again,
and
and-
augmented reality.
I think if they go VR, that'd be awesome. You put on your headset and while you're at home, and you can build a set. You know, you could purchase like the instructions and build a set while you're there,
Mm-hmm.
or you can even use like Lego Studio. And if you're trying to do your own mock, you can build it while you're there, and then have it hooked up to your printer.
I
That
think
would
they're
be
going to
cool.
get better with the assistance of AI to build your own mock and to have it built before it's made. And you can also print out the instructions for what you made using
Interesting.
AI assistance. I believe that's going to be a
Almost going back to because
thing.
I think
I'm
it was
good at speculating. I'm real good at
That's
this.
actually not a bad idea. That
before
would-
Bricklink Studio was arguably the most common digital software. There was the Lego internal one called Lego Digital Designer,
Right.
and for a while there was a feature in there where you could build your model and then order it as a kit with instructions. They would send you the parts. You can still do that through Studio where you can order the
gonna get
parts
better.
through Bricklink.
It's going to get better.
But you could get instructions. I could totally see that. Basically a
Yeah,
mock kind of
especially if you're a
on-demand
person that
service.
has a bunch of extra bricks and pieces, and you're like, well, I know I have the pieces to build that set.
Yeah.
Bam.
It's
That's
going to be
something
where
you can do.
you don't have to be a Daniel. You could actually AI will assist you in creating the ultimate mock.
Oh, my
and-
job's going to get dissolved. Is that what you
Really, Daniel.
Yeah, it looks like you're going to be
Dang
scrubbing
it.
toilets because your job is
Skibbity
out.
toilet. That was
No,
Daniel's
we
last
can't.
greatest set, the Skibbity toilet.
No, no, we can't. But yeah, they do have something kind of like that now, where there's you can use the camera on your phone. There's an app right now where you can like take a picture of your pile of pieces, and it can tell you like a small model or something that you could build out of the pieces that you already have. So that's
great.
another
You know what I'd love
interesting
for it to
direction
do.
they could go.
I'd love to have a conveyor belt when I'm sorting and have a machine pick the pieces for me as it's
Oh,
going down the
automatic
rail.
sorting
It's-
collections.
that's-
Oh, collection sorting
Yeah.
is just the pits.
You'd
I
be like
hate
Sheldon Cooper,
I
you have to
hate
scan
sorting
each
parts.
piece with a barcode just so it falls in the right spot.
Yeah.
Sorting's a hard job. I'm one of the owners, and I'm down there doing it because you have to know what you're looking at, and you have to also make sure that the Lego that you get is safe. That
Yeah.
there's stuff that
And
you
remember, a
get
lot of
blown.
times it may not even say Lego on it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, very interesting to hear about the direction we think Lego's going, where we've been, where we're going, and where we've been headed, and other things that you all think have been interesting from all the various eras of Lego. So, anything else we want to mention before we wrap up?
Paradisia sucks.
Paradises, colors. Wow.
I know.
Wrong.
Could they have just gone a different direction with
Yeah.
that?
Who
I
likes
can't-
that
I
anyway?
I can't get into this right now. You can't get me going
Who
on
likes
this.
Paradisia
I
anyway?
tried to take a little bit more of a backseat on this video and just give you all open-ended
You're
questions
the only
so y'all can
reason
talk
why
about it.
Paradise is even on Bricklink, I guess.
And you're gonna do this to me. Thank y'all for joining us for this episode of Between the Studs. Thank you to Ed and thank you to Grumpy J for joining me as we sat down and talked about some of the history of Lego and where we're headed. So please leave a like on this video if you've not done so already. It really helps out the channel. Just hit that little thumbs up button down there. Consider subscribing to us here at Atlanta Brickco TV for more awesome Lego content. And we will see you next time on Between the Studs. Take care. Bye-bye.